Hey YouTube, this is Bearded Bristol and I'm back with a little bit of Scotch for the common man. Do you want to know how common? If you hear the little hum in the background, that is the crackling of my electric fireplace. That's right, we are classing it up onto this chilly October evening. And I have a treat this evening with a Scotch that I have never before tested by the name of Scoresby. That's right, we have Scoresby. And Scoresby is one of those time-tested labels that just keeps hanging around. Let's take a little sampling from the label here. The Connoisseur's Blended Scotch Whiskey. Very rare. Not just rare, very rare blended Scotch whiskey in small caps. Which means they're very serious about the very rare. Aged for an entire 3 years, distilled and blended in Scotland. Well, if nothing else, if it ain't Scottish, it's crap. 40% alcohol by volume. This bottle runs about $19 here in the Midwest US. It is a delightful blend of selected rare, light-bodied whiskeys. Possesses mellowness to please the exacting taste of the connoisseur. To the generations of blended Scotch whiskey fancier. What? I apologize. This is like 4-point type on this, trying to describe how wonderful this Scotch is. I can't even read the rest of this, and I'm not even going to try. Here's the short scoop. Found this on the shelf today, and I looked at it. I'm going, Scoresby? I've never had Scoresby. I think the reason I've never had Scoresby is because I have heard nothing good about Scoresby. I bought the bottle anyway. We're going to test it out tonight. I even hopped online and read a couple of really scathing reviews. So I am going to try not to let that taint the spirit of the spirits. So we're just going to pop the cap. Yeah, pop the cork. No. We're going to twist off the cap and we're going to give this good old blended Scotch a test. It has been around a good long time. Like I say, I remember seeing this on the shelf for many years. I just have never actually tested it myself. So here we go. Twist off this here high dollar cap. Hey, who am I to actually poke fun? This is Scotch for the common man. We're not expecting high quality here, nor are you expecting a high quality review. So let's nose this baby up. Okay. The nose is very non-offensive out of the bottle. And when I say non-offensive, I mean like barely existent. There's maybe a Cutty Sark-ish nose to it, but again, it's just really barely there. Like not even enough to be offensive or enjoyable. There's very little there. So we're just and this glass, this is a wonderful little story. I won't bore you with all of the details, but I acquired this in Kansas City at a casino. I didn't steal it. It was given to me by the bartender because somebody from another bar in the casino left it at her bar, and she said, yeah, it's not ours anyway, so take it and run. So here you go. This is from a casino in Kansas City. Okay. A little more nose in the glass. The alcohol nose, I can smell the alcohol. And just a faint, very faint sweetness to it. And as I breathe almost as deeply as I am humanly possible, there's still really nothing too terribly discernible about it. And I'd already mentioned I read a couple of terribly scathing reviews of this Scotch, and I was looking forward to having some fun. But at this stage, there's just very little here to even comment on. You know, the nose of a Scotch, there should be some body to it. You should be able to discern something from it. And just running my nose over the edge of the glass, there's just nothing there. And it's kind of sad, because again, I was looking forward to either lampooning it or lampooning the lampooners. And thus far, and you may be able to tell, it is very light. And that is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not generally my forte. I like the heavier, the more oak barrel, the Highlands, the this and the that. Enough yammering, let's test this puppy. Okay. It is definitely 40% alcohol by volume. And it burns all the way down, which is great on a cold night. But that's about all I'm getting, is the burn. There's not a smoothness here. I will certainly tell you that, but you know, again, the Clan MacGregor is not particularly smooth. Old Smuggler, not particularly smooth, but they are full-bodied. This, on the other hand, is very meh. But when you swallow it, ooh-wee! There's a lot of Scotch there. Well, by Scotch I mean alcohol. But hang on one second. There's a little sweetness to the nose. There is just a very, very slight sweetness, but not even enough to discern is that, you know, is that pear, is it honey, is what is it? It's just barely there. This is a very dull review. Maybe it's because it's apparently a very dull Scotch. I don't know. We're going to give it another shot. I'm going to try to savor the flavor, if there is to be said such a thing. Give me a second. The alcohol bite is there. Again, much like the first swallow, it's warming me all the way down, so from that standpoint, it gets an A. I have referred to scotches I don't like as having an alkaline or metallic-y kind of flavor to them. I would give them a plus in that category, because the Scoresby has almost zero flavor. Zero. I mean, like, look, I'm a kid that in my early 20s, well, yeah, late teens, early 20s, used to do a little bit of straight Everclear, or I would mix it with iced tea. I would venture that Everclear has more of a discernible flavor than Scoresby. Scoresby is not water. Certainly not water. It does tend to burn all the way down the gullet. And I'm going to pour just a little bit more. We're going to do one final taste on this. Excuse me. This is the most unscotch Scotch that I've ever had. And I am fascinated because Scoresby is a well-known name, a well-known label as blended Scotches go. I don't know how you can be a well-known label with no discernible flavor. It's like water. It's legit, straight up like water. You know, you've had those vitamin waters that they're like water, but somebody dropped a little strawberry juice or a little orange juice or whatever just to give it a little bit of a sting, you know, something that makes it not just water, but water with flavor. Yeah. This is like water with grain alcohol and something just a little bit sweet. Okay. It might be honey. It could be honey. It could be something else. It could be toe jam. I don't know. There's not enough of it here to really tell you. So anyway, I'm going to bottoms up one last time before we wrap this up and see if I can actually pick something unique and interesting up out of this. I got it. I got it. I got it. It's wet. It's wet. That is the flavor I am tasting. It is wet. Yep. Oh gosh. I was hoping to have a lot more fun with this. Scoresby, not a particularly unique, not a particularly interesting, not even a particularly wet Scotch. It is 40% alcohol by volume. You can taste that. Unfortunately, that's about all. If I had to give it a grade, this is the kid that shows up to class, 4 out of 5 days a week. Doesn't particularly apply itself, doesn't do anything spectacular, but also doesn't get into trouble. So this is not a detention Scotch. This is not an expulsion Scotch. This is just the Scotch that sits in the back row and tries not to get called on because he probably doesn't know the answer. And if he does know the answer, he doesn't know the explanation. It's just kind of a yes sir, no sir kind of thing. That is the best that I can describe Scoresby Scotch, okay? No offense to the folks from Scoresby. Hey, make money however you can make money. It is still 40% alcohol by volume, so you got that going for you. But outside of that, you're pretty bland and pretty much going to get ignored by the teacher. So do what you got to do to survive. As Scotches go, I will probably not ever purchase another bottle, and in fact, I will probably mix this with some Clan MacGregor. Otherwise, it may never ever get finished. So, welcome back to Scotch for the Common Man. I really wanted to come back with just a home run, like, wow, this is going to be great, and wow, I misfired on this one. Maybe I'll pick up another one this weekend. I don't know. There's a bottle of Grant's at the store too, which I have not. I've had Grant's before, which is why I passed it up and went for the Scoresby. Scoresby. It seems like there should be an athletic metaphor mixed in there, like Scoresby 0B. I don't know. Scoresby does not win a lot of athletic competitions against its peers. Just going to leave her there. Welcome back to Scotch for the Common Man. I hope you enjoyed it, because I'll be damned I did not. Nevertheless, have a happy weekend, happy weeknight, happy winter, happy whatever. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care.